Afternoon, everyone. Yeah, so it's not exactly morning for the morning mysticism. It's about 6 o'clock, Sunday night, but just been for a run, and I don't know for what reason, but where my head's at the minute in terms of my ponderance for today is it's around this thing of like authenticity, saying what you think, saying what you mean, or not saying what you mean, or not saying what you think. Just while the kettle's boiling, going here. Yeah, so we obviously have filters on what we say. So there's always a gap, I think, between what we think and then what comes out of our mouth. And I'm sure it's obviously maybe in different amounts in every person, but what we think and then what we say can be two different things. And I suppose there's many different reasons for that. So we have filters. Now I remember when we studied psychology, or the psychological aspects of things in a few of the humanities degrees that I've done. We learnt about the ego and the superego and the id by Freud. And the superego, what he meant by that was the collective rules of the prevailing authority. So it's like society's rules, basically what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And that is the word he's using really for these filters, because the first thing that comes up in our mind is unfiltered. That's just a natural thing, and then what happens is we decide where we go. Not only is that right or wrong a thing to do, but also, I mean, we might still think, well, I still agree with what I've just thought, but I'm not going to say it because whoever it is that's around me might not like it or might not agree with it, and all kinds of different reasons. You might not want to be disliked by people, or it might just not be appropriate, or whatever it is. So that's the superego by Freud. Basically what's acceptable within society. So, but then on the other hand, we've got being authentic, and I'm sure, I mean, I'm not going to explain why or how here in this video, but I'm assuming most people think it's a good thing to be authentic, to be congruent, to have integrity, to not be fake, to not discredit yourself, to think one thing or to think some things but not say them or act them out in the world. So I'm guessing that, we're in some kind of collective agreement that it's not good to diminish your integrity and your truth, your purity, whatever it is, your uniqueness, whatever it is you're about. So some people can take that to the nth degree, and it's like, no, I say what I think, I say what I feel, and there's literally no filter between something that comes in and something that they say, because there's obviously a place for weighing up what it is you might automatically think or feel, and seeing, if that's appropriate. There's got to be a place for that. Otherwise, the craziest things would be getting said and done, because if anybody's ever spent any time with mindfulness or meditation, or even like CBT or any kind of method that puts your thoughts or images or things under some kind of microscope, or you start to pay attention, start to put some awareness on what comes up, you can see the solution as well into well-being is when you do that, and you notice the ridiculous nature of some of the things that come up, and you think, my God, where did that come from? And people can't help it. That's part of the conditioning. That's part of our conditioning. What comes out as thoughts or images in the mind, which before the filtration process is just a product of all the jumbled up mess of messages and conditioning we've had, which we don't decide, and some of the inherited patterns or behaviours that we have, and so they all them kind of combine and then just spit out random ridiculous thoughts, and our experience is largely a process of filtering through all them. And again, the solution into well-being, the path to well-being, is being able to discard a lot of the unhelpful stuff. Some may say all of it. So the point I'm making is there is some kind of filtration process going on. So what are we left with that's authentic? What are we left with? What's genuine? You know, so you've got being genuine versus being appropriate. Where's the balance with that? What do you anchor yourself to? How do you know? It's an interesting question. I'll leave you with it. Thanks for listening. See you soon.